Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. We got a brand spanking new Forbes article from none other than Rosalind Layton. This one's titled SEC Slapdown is a Wake-Up Call to Congress. And I've covered everything that she's ever written on the SEC versus Ripple case on this channel. I always look forward to her articles. This particular one released earlier today, and you can tell if you sniff it, still got that new article smell, which I think is mostly chemicals and glue, but I still like it. But I haven't read this article yet, so we get to experience this together. It's going to be a fun time here. But before going any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Attorney John Deaton shared this article himself, and he wrote the following. On behalf of myself and the XRP community, I want to say thank God for Dr. Layton, so that'd be Rosalind Layton who wrote this Forbes article, Empower Oversight, and Jason Foster. Some people try to dismiss me and my 68,750 friends as biased, disgruntled investors. Independent and objective voices like Rosalind's and Jason's are needed. Yeah, I'm so thankful for them. Of course, Empower Oversight, that's the organization, the not-for-profit, that actually sued the SEC this past December, and Jason Foster's the guy that's running it. And it's not like we're a bunch of crazy people. This is completely unprecedented. Never has the SEC sued in an effort to allegedly, protect investors, and then the investors they purport to protect say, no, you're screwing everything up for us. Now you got over 68,000 XRP community members that have signed up to be represented in this case by attorney John Deaton. Attorney Jeremy Hogan also shared this article from Rosalind Layton and simply wrote on Twitter, man, this lady can write. And so even though I haven't read this article yet, I will tell you this. She has a way about, just in terms of her writing style, she has a particular way that just, it really packs a punch. And I've said this before on the channel when I've covered her stuff, but I really mean that. Like, she just powerfully communicates, like, some of the ideas even, like, you may have thought yourself, but she has a way of organizing it in a way that we're just like, hell yeah. So again, this piece from Forbes titled SEC Slapdown is a Wake-Up Call to Congress on your screen right now. So let's go ahead and dig in and see what Rosalind Layton has to say. On July 12th, the U.S. District Court rejected the Security Exchange Commission request to withhold documents on the so-called Hinman speech of 2018. In a highly anticipated ruling in the ongoing SEC v. Ripple case, Magistrate Judge Sarah Netburn denied the SEC's motion, citing attorney-client and deliberate process privileges. The judge slammed the agency for hiding documents which could answer questions in front of the court. She called the behavior so egregious that it impugns the agency's, quote, faithful allegiance to the law, end quote. Yeah, and so actually, I'll just pause and note, that was my favorite part of the whole thing. It's probably just about everybody's favorite part of that court order, because she literally said that the SEC was engaging in hypocrisy. That was Judge Sarah Netburn's word. And then she had this whole thing. I've shared it on Twitter a number of times. I've covered it a few times on the channel since then because it is that good. And then she does state that looks like the SEC is not really looking so much to ensure that they have, or engaging in a way that would show that they have a faithful allegiance to the law. Rather, they are just arguing whatever they had to reach their stated goal, which of course is suing everyone into oblivion. That's pretty much it. Anyway, Rosalind continues. Congress should heed her forceful, deliberate words. The House Financial Services Committee holds an oversight hearing on the SEC Enforcement Division next Tuesday. Chairwoman Maxine Waters can ask them directly where their allegiance lies, with the public and the law, or their own personal interest. The SEC meant its December 2020 SEC against Ripple Labs to be its big crypto enforcement blockbuster. It alleged that Ripple and its two senior executives made unregistered illegal securities trades with sales of the digital token XRP dating back 7 years. The complaint not only claimed the SEC authority from the 1933 Securities Act, but that everyone should have known that XRP was a security from its first sales in 2013. The lawsuit's thesis is that XRP, the token itself, is an investment contract in the company Ripple, no matter who sells it or how it's sold. It seems the agencies thought it could force a quick and dirty settlement and put big crypto hide in its trophy case. Big crypto, I like to put big crypto hide in its trophy case. Yeah, it's an animal that's being hunted here. Now, I actually did see part of this quote. I can't remember from who, so I can't give credit, but somebody shared that line on Twitter. I did see that before recording. The one that I'm talking about it reads as follows. The lawsuit's thesis is that XRP, the token itself, is an investment contract in the company Ripple, no matter who sells it or how it's sold. Now, that's an incredible assertion. Think about that. You can come in, know nothing about Ripple, start building on top of the XRP ledger, utilizing the native asset of the XRP ledger, XRP, and it doesn't matter. If you sell that, you're engaging in an unregistered securities transaction of Ripple. It doesn't matter if it's on secondary markets, if you're creating technology having nothing to do with positioning XRP itself as a bridge currency, which is what Ripple's been doing. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. No matter what, just by the nature of it existing. XRP is a security, they say, which is a very dangerous approach. I mean, if this becomes precedent setting, everything's over in the United States in the world of crypto, except for maybe with Bitcoin, which is the least technologically advanced crypto on the entire damn planet. Anyway, piece continues. Neither the judge nor the defendants played along with this scheme. Moreover, Ripple didn't fold. It assembled a top legal team and hit back at the agency ferociously. Ripple's defense, with its centerpiece of Hinman's market-moving speech, documented the SEC's failure to provide fair notice to the market on XRP's status. With this revelation, the SEC has been stumbling and bumbling to hide Hinman, his emails, his speech drafts, his calendar, and anything related to his tenure. Yes, I was pausing. That is spot on, and that's exactly why I've been saying, and many others have been saying the same thing in the XRP community. They are fighting so hard to hide all of this and keep it from the public, keep it out of the hands of Ripple even. Whatever it is that they're hiding in these Hinman-related Ethereum free pass speech emails and the drafts, whatever is in there, don't be surprised if it's actually exculpatory, which is why I think no matter what, we're not going to see it. So even though these attorney-client privileges claims from that the SEC are making, obviously Judge Knepper didn't fall for that nonsense, still... even let's say this. So fine, we go through the whole appeal process, which I think is going to come. The SEC is going to say, no, we don't like this decision, Judge Knepper, and we're appealing to Judge Torres now. Once that comes back, though, and Judge Torres ultimately says, no, you do still have to hand this over, they're still not going to. You're just going to see settlement. Because I'm telling you, if they're fighting this hard to keep this out of the eyes of the public and away from Ripple, there's something really bad in there for them. Because they're making some bogus, wild claims in a feckless effort to keep it from us. This is not normal. They haven't done this with anything else in this case. Anyway, piece continues. The defense argued that the agency failed repeatedly to provide guidance for years to anyone who asked it whether XRP was a security, and that the 2018 speech by then Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman laid out criteria that strongly suggested XRP isn't a security. Defense further cited an overstretch of the so-called Howey test for determining a security in violation of due process. It claims the SEC was vindictive, alleging Ripple's top executives, Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse, were objectively reckless, and that's a quote, objectively reckless, in their XRP sales because they should have known that the token was a security 7 years before the agency itself concluded as such. The SEC wanted billions in fines and demanded to comb through executives' personal financial records. By the way, it's worth noting here, Brad Garlinghouse wasn't around at the advent of XRP. You know, he joined Ripple after they'd been in existence for 3 or 4 years. So it would have been, 2015 or 2016. And even then, he didn't start out as a CEO. But my understanding is he ended up getting XRP as part of his compensation package. And so what? He shouldn't be allowed to sell it? That was something that was negotiated. Like, it has nothing to do with the sale of an unregistered security. Like, the fact that it was part of his compensation package doesn't prove anything that the SEC is asserting here. Piece continues. The SEC's hapless lawyers have spent almost 2 years defending the absurd lawsuit against enterprise blockchain company Ripple Labs. They tried to prevent Hinman from being deposed by Ripple until the judge could finally sort through its tactical obstructions and order him to sit last year. They insisted the speech was irrelevant to the markets and to the case. Then they tossed out privilege arguments, one more crazy than the last, to refuse to hand over any of the internal documents Ripple was seeking for its defense. By last Tuesday, they'd run out of reasons. In her ruling, Nepern laid out the chronology of how the defendants have been seeking these documents for their fair notice defense and dismantled each of the SEC's tactics to hide them, including an excruciating in-camera review in which she forced each document in question to be handed over. Finally, Netburn wrote, the SEC raised an attorney-client privilege argument with another round of in-camera reviews, leading to Tuesday's ruling. She eviscerated the attorney-client nonsense and launched a carefully aimed rocket at the agency. Judge Nepern has endured the agency's pretrial antics, biding her time for ammunition for the blistering ruling she issued last Tuesday. It was vindication for the small band of observers who long ago saw the SEC lost in a maze of its own making with this case, and now it's clear to everyone. In the decision, she writes, I think this is it. This is the money shot. This is what I've been sharing on Twitter, and I've shared it on the channel. I like how she's wrapping up her article with this. This is from Judge Nepper, and Rosalind Layton shared this. She wrote, the hypocrisy in arguing to the court, on the one hand, that the speech is not relevant to the market's understanding of how or whether the SEC will regulate cryptocurrency, and on the other hand, that Hinman sought and obtained legal advice from SEC counsel in drafting his speech, suggests that the SEC is adopting its litigation positions to further its desired goal and not out of a faithful allegiance to the law. Whew, I love that quote. That is fantastic. I'm going to have that framed and just like stick it on the wall at home. And then she wraps up with two final sentences. She says, the question remains whether the SEC will change its tune. Congress should demand an answer. Yeah, exactly. Hitting the nail on the head. And that's why I've been saying for the longest damn time. Yeah, so it's too late for Ripple. You know, they have to deal with the whole regulation by enforcement thing. But Congress, I mentioned this literally just 1 or 2 days ago. Congress has the power to come in and set clear rules of the road in terms of who's in charge of what and set guidelines, so that no company has to go through this crap ever again. It's too late for Ripple. They're not going to, this case is already out there. It's going to be either settled or fully adjudicated. But Congress does need to take action, especially in light of how the SEC is clearly harming investors and innovation in this space in the United States. It's a shame to see. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.